G'day guys, and welcome back to another episode of On Point Adventures. Today we're going to be running you through these squid jigs, or as they're sometimes called, eggy. Now what we're going to be running you through today is what makes the perfect squid jig. We're going to run you through a little bit of tips and techniques on how to use them, but essentially we want to define what makes a quality squid jig a quality squid jig. That's right, so what separates these from some of the $2 or $3 squid jigs you may find in your local department stores. Anyway, hang around because there's plenty of information and awesome footage of these in action. Here we go. The perfect sink rate and posture. Now you see the perfect squid jig is typically going to sink at 3 to 5 seconds per meter. Now why is this important for such a slow sink rate is because the squid often will strike on the drop. So the jig can't sink like a brick, which you're going to notice a lot of the cheap ones, when they hit the water, they just poof, straight down the water column really fast, where a proper squid jig like these HARIMITSUs are going to sink at that perfect sink rate to entice the most amount of strikes. Now, when on the pause, you're going to want your squid jig to sit slightly nose down or almost horizontal. Okay, and this is also as it's sinking down towards the bottom. This here mimics a fleeing prawn absolutely perfectly. It also enables the squid to hit the crown or the hooks really easily and without the hooks snagging on the sea floor. You see, when you've got the crown sitting up slightly, it is a lot less prone to snagging. The last thing in the first little part of this video is the hydrodynamics. Now, it's very important that the squid jig is very well shaped and very well designed in order to cut through the water and resist the current as best as possible, ensuring a very stable but wobble-free drop. Now, the reason we're using the HARIMITSU squid jigs in this particular video is because I believe the HARIMITSU jigs most define the perfect squid jig. Okay, now we want in a squid jig a super lifelike action. And what that means is that when you retrieve these squid jigs, they will dart from side to side if you're being very aggressive in a darting action, or when they're under the drift of the boat, they're going to drift very straight and they're going to raise and then drop at the perfect angles. So in order to get the perfect darting motion, we must start with the nose of the jig. Now the slim nose on any jig is going to allow that jig to go through the water with the minimum amount of resistance. And this is going to allow the jig to perform that crisp, erratic action on the whips. The other thing is belly lift. A slightly pronounced belly, like we can see through here, which isn't so common on even some of the more expensive jigs, allows that jig to drive upwards through the water, once again with very little resistance, but it also helps with that pronounced body, keeping that jig to slow a little bit slower, but stay in the strike zone for a lot longer. Number 3 is colors. And as you can see, we've got a few right here in front of us. Now, when would I use each of these different colors? Because each of these do a very different thing. Let's start with one of my favorites, which is sheepdog. As you can see with sheepdog here we've got very dark tones as well as a glow body. Now this here is exceptionally good, I've found, in the more murky waters or at night time. Don't be afraid to charge this little bugger up and cast it just out behind any shadow lines, okay, and work it back into the light line. You'll generally find that the glow will pick it up, where the black here will silhouette at some point. We've then got two very, very bright jigs here, okay, lime green, and I think this one's called Mojito. Now these here I find work exceptionally well in super clear, bright, sunny water days. I don't know why it works exactly that way, but generally with the bright colors on a really bright sunny day with clear water, you will find that these jigs get belted every time. Green is definitely a personal favorite of mine, where I know some others prefer the pinks and oranges, but to me, if I'm fishing bright, I'm fishing green. Let's go into one of my favorite colors for the Swan River. That's right, squid in the Swan River, They're absolutely everywhere. And it's this color here, which is EWC. Now, the HARIMITSU EWC is one of the jigs that I started fishing the Swan with, and it's a jig that I will never be without in the Swan. Why do I love this so much in the Swan? If we have a look at those stripes down it, you will see that looks exactly like a tiger prawn or a prawn that is what the squid are eating. But what makes this jig even more unique and enables it to work both in the day and night most effective is that red belly there, okay? So this has got like a red foil through it, or a red glow. The red sends squid troppo in the river. Even in the ocean, they love this jig, but definitely in that Swan River, this particular jig here will outshine, I will say, almost any jig you can buy. Make sure you've got them in sizes 2.5 and 3.0, which is this one, because depending on how aggressive or timid the squid is, either size is going to work best. But now we're going to go into my son's absolute favourite jig, and a jig we're about to roll a bit of footage on to show you it in action, which is this one here. Now, if Earl can throw any jig, it's going to be white. But since HARIMITSU started introducing this bit of beautiful blue down the side, and then if you ask Earl, the orange belly is what sets him off, he has been addicted to this lure. Now, this particular colour squid jig absolutely demolished the squid the other day. Let me roll some footage now of a couple of squid we got and check out Earl's dinosaur.
Big, massive.
Okay, so Earl has actually got a monster squid on here. When I say go, Earl, just stop reeling. And what we're going to do, we're going to...
I got him, Dad.
Yep, just have him there.
Oh,
whoa, what a ripper, Earl. Well done. So this is Earl's first ever squid. Woohoo, he squirted you. Okay, bring him into the net. Bring him forward.
Dad.
We got him. Okay, so we've got him in the net nice and okay.
Dad, I'm moving.
You're moving? Kids love squidding because they're a very interactive sort of thing. Because even once you've got them, you know, they're still squirting and firing and doing what they do. Okay, Earl, can I get you to hold your fishing rod? Would that be okay? Thanks, mate. I'm going to show you this squid because this thing is an absolute doozy. Oh, hold on 2 seconds. We'll get him out the net. And look at this thing. Look at that squid there. Now, once again, on that same colour HARIMITSU, Earl's favourite as well. What a squid, an absolute beauty. And that's the beauty of fishing in these lovely bays. It's quiet, it's calm, and the kids love it. You really can't beat top quality calamari like that. Now I'm gonna get this one off. It's definitely coming home for dinner, isn't it, Earl?
Yeah, we had 2 squids. 2
squids. And I'm gonna let Earl get this jig back in the water. What a ripper, guys, look at that. All right, and just like that, we've got a beautiful squid. We're just gonna let him get all his ink out. He's not a big squid by any stretch of the imagination, but it just shows by being in these quiet little bays around here that you can get him.
Oh, crap.
How's that one, Earl? Ready? 3, 2, 1. And there we go, he squirted everywhere. But as you can see there, that beautiful little HARIMITSU squid jig there has pinned him. So there we go, guys, a beautiful little squid that we're going to get in the esky, and hopefully get onto a few more. I told you this jig was a ripper. It absolutely hunts on those days. Now, I also do like actually sending the whites a lot further down, and I will use white predominantly as well when I've got a lot of sand around the weed beds, because to me this mimics a sand whiting perfectly, and you probably can't see it too well on the camera, but there's also a flash or a shine through it, which is like, as I said, a real good flash, which I believe creates a beautiful scale pattern which entices the strike. This point I'm going to touch on now will be the last point that we will talk about, and I believe it is one of the most important, which is why I've left it till last. And that is the actual quality of the jig and the hardware itself. Now, this is where HARIMITSU really excels above the majority of the rest. And this is their hardware. The hardware they put on these jigs is absolutely dynamite. Now, actually, I'm going to use the lime green to show you all this sort of stuff. So to start off with, the crown or the hooks. These are probably some of the most razor sharp crowns I have ever used. Now granted, you can buy spare crowns that you can replace yourself, but with the HARIMITSU jigs, you don't need to. These jigs here, so long as you rinse them off with fresh water, will always remain super sharp on the crown, and you'll never ever have to replace these. The next thing is the cloth. Cloth quality is very important on your squid jig. A cheap cloth will just straight away start coming away from the nose or start ripping at the belly and just become really shabby. Now I know what a lot of you are saying. I've got jigs that have got holes all through the cloth and they actually catch better than when I got them. There's a big difference with that. Cloth peeling off is completely different to having bald spots all over your jigs, which I actually believe you're right with, because I believe it provides the squid a target spot for it to aim and strike. In fact, I know a lot of guys that will put abalone shell right down by the tail of these jigs in order to give the squid a strike spot so they always hit the crown. Better hookup rates, they reckon. I haven't found the need with the HARIMITSUs because I generally find they attack perfectly from the back end like they're meant to. But certainly once these jigs start getting a bit scarred up and we get a few little holes all over them, I do find that sometimes on specific days they will get hit rather than the brand new jig out the packet. Now the weight. As we can see here, the weight on this particular squid jig is color coded with this jig, and that's exceptionally important with some jigs. You don't want a bright jig with just a standard lead colored weight. I don't believe the keel should ever be just plain and simple. Now I can see as I'm looking at this one here and going, well, hold on, that's silver. I don't know whether the camera can pick that up, but that keel has actually got like I guess like an urban sort of multicolored coating on the keel. And I believe that's what makes it pretty cool. The feathers here, a lot of people think do nothing, but these actually help stabilize the jig and also make that jig a lot more attractive. And then if we come down to the eye here, we can see the eye does not stand out like dog's bollocks. It actually blends into that jig fairly well, which in hand means that the squid are less spooked when they come to strike this jig. The quality of colours also makes a big difference. You'll notice that none of these jigs here are just standard pink backs, white bellies. They're all been almost look like an airbrush style finish, and those crowns, they get your fingers every time, but they're almost like an airbrushed finish, so they're very well finished and the colours blend exceptionally well into each other to create a lovely aesthetically pleasing jig. Now guys, I hope this first initial part of, I guess, squidding is helpful to you, and I hope it's explained a little bit of what to look into the jig. Now, whilst we've used HARIMITSU today as our primary, I guess you could say, case study jig, there is a lot of other jigs that work exceptionally well. So it's not just HARIMITSU, however, HARIMITSU is definitely the jig that works best for us. And to be honest with you, it's really the only jig I carry in my box apart from a few others like Braid. Anyway, let's not go into that. Let's see you on the next episode where I don't know what we'll be doing, but there's certainly going to be more installments of this squid fishing coming up because not only are squid super fun to catch, they're exceptionally delicious to eat. Anyway, guys, until the next episode, we'll catch you later. Go get into it.